Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable, the podcast. It is Monday, May 11th, and we're going to rant about the Sixers. Oh, what a disgrace, what an embarrassment, what a humiliation. Talk a little bit about the Flyers, a little bit about the Phillies, even the Eagles today. Believe it. Look, I'm all Eagled up. Uh, but before we do, a couple things to get out of the way. First of all, today is Eat Whatever You Want Day. Actually, it is a day. It's called Eat Whatever You Want today. So I wouldn't go against doctor's orders, though. I mean, if you can't have sugar, don't do it. Don't do it. But otherwise, eat whatever the hell you want. And it's also Twilight Zone Day. Now, this is a special day for me because I love the Twilight Zone. I loved it when I was growing up. I love it now. I watch all those Twilight Zone marathons that are on the 4th of July weekend and New Year's weekend. And I love the Twilight Zone. I got my favorite episodes, just like you do. Rod Serling is like the genius, my literary hero. In fact, as you know, I've written about 40 short stories now, all kind of based on the Twilight Zone kind of a thing, the twisty ending and the unexpected stuff. And anyway, I'm a big fan of the Twilight Zone. So we're going to celebrate that today. And what's your favorite Twilight Zone episode? I mean, I got so many. It's hard to pick them. I mean, how can you not love the one with Billy Mummy as the boy who sends people into the cornfield? And I'll do a Billy Mummy. You're a pappy. You're a very bad me. That's my Billy Mummy. Anyway, I love the Twilight Zone. So, all right, enough about that. I got some writing on what to do here. A little bit. Oh, by the way, a couple things. Did you see this new fad that's going on in South Korea? Sometimes I think we Americans are really goofy, but South Korea, the newest fad is pointy ears, like elf ears, like Dr. Spock, Mr. Spock ears. And it's not just wearing on Halloween. People are wearing pointy ears to events. You go to the movies and you go out to dinner. You sit at the dinner table with your fiance and whatever, and you got a pair of pointy ears. It's a fashion statement. I mean, people are getting, literally, they're having their ears injected. Really happen. The ears, the top of the ears injected with some kind of stuff to make the ears clean the top. That's it. That's it. I thought I'd see them, But yeah. And if that doesn't work, people are actually buying fake ears to put on the naked phone. So those crazy South Koreans. I don't know. Uh, you know, I got something really good to tell before we talk about the stinky, rotten Sixers. Did you see this? It's making rounds on social media. You're probably going to see it all over. It's going to go viral soon. All over. It's going to go viral. Keith Urban. Yeah, I love Keith Urban. Love his music. I think he's a great guitar player. He's the one who really turned me into more country fan, although he crosses everything country rock. Brief, about a minute and a half snippet on the internet. Keith, and it's not AI, it's real. Keith Urban at the bedside of a dying woman. Her last wish was to hear Keith Urban sing there. And to see him in concert. She wasn't able to go to the show because she's in the hospital and she's passing away. He went to her. He went to her. And he's there at her bedside, holding her hand and singing to them. Blue in the sky. It's good old India. Remember that song? The darling, don't touch you now. But it's such what compassion, what kindness and strength, to do that. And he's smiling. I don't know how that could not cry, but you know, and the lady's there. She can't talk, but she's mouthing and something. Oh, it's so. I tell you what, it's sad, but it's also uplifting too. And no matter what you hear on social media and stuff that him and Nicole came in, and that's between two people. And whatever goes on behind closed doors, that's their business. That's not my business. Whatever you hear, you gotta hear it to him. He's a decent, nice human being. In fact, two things. I saw a Keith Urban concert up in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, a couple of years ago. After the show was over, I swear to God, 15, 20 minutes after the show ended, people were filing out. That the concert venue was like 80, 90% empty, and he was still signing autographs at the front of the stage, taking selfies. The other thing is, I actually high-fived Keith Urban one time. It was in Jersey at the they think that venue over there in Camden. It's a nice venue, but they keep changing the name. I don't know what the hell it's called. But he was running by, like how these artists go through the crowd sometimes, and he stuck his hand out, and I stuck my hand out, and that's this hand, this very hand, if you're looking up right now, touched Keith and sit there, look. But I think he can still see his handprint there. Anyway, so kudos to Keith Urban for showing the compassion and kindness that we don't often see anymore. So look for that on social media. All right, let's rate. Sixers, what a disgrace. Get blown out twice at home by the dreaded New York Knickerbockers. And their fans streamed out, take over the Infinity, whatever they changed their name to, like I changed my own every that. And it was a disgrace. A disgrace. It's one thing the Sixers just aren't as good as the Knicks, but it's another thing just that came up. And that's what happened to the Sixers. They just gave up. There was a time where Paul George lost the ball and just stood there. Instead of running after the Nick who stole the ball, he just stood there. He just stood there. That's it. I mean, Joel Embiid is all for himself, as we found out yesterday too, after the game. But at least he tries hard. He plays hard when he does play. Tyrese Maxey and Joe, they're all dogs. Dogs. So to me, Josh Harris, that scummy owner of the team, who apparently is in the Epstein files, too, wall. He's got two options. Either he cleans house, get rid of the coach, the general manager, Daryl Morey. He stinks getting rid of him. He should have been gone long ago. Clean house, start over, try to trade Embiid and George, get what you can. Or his other option is sell the freaking team. That's what Josh Harris said. He only has two options. That's what, to me, he's only got two options. Clean house or sell the freaking team. I mean, the Flyers this morning, they got swept. They put out a thank you to all the fans. Sixers, crickets, you don't hear anything. You know why? Because they're laughing at us. They're laughing at the Philadelphia fans. And that we give them their hard-earned money. I don't go down, but the fans who go down, they're suckers. Just give Josh Harris the money. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the city. He doesn't care about the franchise, and he doesn't care about you fans. Don't support the team. I know it's hard to do. You're basketball fans, but don't support the team. Things are not going to change, my friends, unless you stop supporting the team. The way to hit this guy is in the wallet. That's the best way to hit. In the wallet. Don't show up to the games. Don't buy the merchandise. Don't go down there and pay for parking and concessions and everything. That all goes into his pocket. He's not going to change anything because you've already given it your money. He's already got your money. And this guy's more concerned with his Washington Commanders and his New Jersey Devils. He doesn't give a damn about the 76ers. Show him, be strong, and show him you're not going to take it anymore. You're not going to support this team until he either sells the team. Then wouldn't it be great if Jeffrey Lurie, who owns the Eagles, bought the Sixers? Show him. Not going to support the team unless you sell the team and you make some major changes in that organization. Yeah, I said a long time ago, the Sixers will never win anything. Never, ever, 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 ever. Until they cultivate a winning culture. You know, the Sixers tried to lose on purpose. Looking back on it, that seems incredible, doesn't it? To lose on purpose. Yet they charged the fans full price to go in for tickets and parking and everything. And some fans were stupid enough to go and pay. And actually worked. They called it the process. Process this. Got in. We're back to where we were, right? Sixers are no closer to a championship than before. And just because the Sixers beat Boston in the first round, it's the first round. It's the first round. Look at the Knicks. They're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. The way they're playing, they might go to the finals and they win the whole damn thing, the NBA championship. New York, you know what? I hate the fans up there, but they're chirping today and you can't stop them. They took over our arena. They're taking over the local news broadcast. They're just taking over. And Sixer fans are just here, take it, just letting them. And this ownership is a disgrace on the schools. So I don't know if anything will happen today or this week, but apparently this morning the news was ownership is evaluating the coach and the general manager. What's there to evaluate? They both suck. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Start to cultivate a winning attitude. You're not going to win because this franchise tried to lose on purpose for hopes of getting better draft picks. Well, they screwed that up because they ain't picked on draft picks. Screwed that up. So now they're losing and they're not, it's not on purpose. And now they wonder a plethora of bad deals, bad contracts, bad free agent signings. I think about the Ben Simmons debacle. They give Joel Embiid an extension on his contract, $60 million a year, and he bargained coach. James Harden, remember what a circus that was when he came into town? McClain, they trade him away, young guard. They drafted him in the first round to turn him and trade him. Mikal Bridges, drafted on draft night, traded his ass to the Phoenix Suns. And now he's with the Knicks. And all these Villanova guys, Brunson, Hart, DiVincenzo, who's not on the team, he was, all the Villanova guys, Sixers had a chance to draft or sign each one of these guys. And they just didn't do it. Their talent evaluation stinks. Their drafting stinks. The whole organization stinks. They're going after this, your money, and they don't care. They don't care. So why do you care? Why do you care about the 76ers? A week ago, they had some good faith because they beat the Suns. They turn around and get swept by the Knickerbockers, the rivals. But it's not even that. Even though it's humiliating to get swept, they just gave up. They're dogs. They gave up. They quit. They're a bunch of quitters. Well, there's nothing, I hate more than quitting. Quitters. That's the Sixers. Flyers, they get swept. But I have a little mercy for the Flyers because of a young team at least they're going in that direction. They weren't supposed to make the playoffs, and like the Sixers, they did. They got past one round. They beat the interstate Pittsburgh Penguins. Carolina is just a better team, more experienced team. Carolina may win the Stanley Cup. Carolina has swept both of the playoff teams. They haven't lost a game yet. Flyers need some help. They need a center. They need more help. But they're on the right path. And it goes to show you after the Flyers lost game 4 on Saturday, their fans gave the team a standing ovation because they played hard and they tried. Sixers lose game 4 on Sunday, and they get booed. If people were still there, I mean, most of the people in that freaking building at the end were New York fans. What a disgrace! I don't blame Sixer fans if they sold the tickets. Who wants to see that garbage? Problem is, most of the tickets were bought by New Yorkers. They came down the turnpike, they set up camp, they took off. Hey, it's been done before. Eagles fans have done the same thing before in enemy cities. Don't blame the fans. The team, the organization has to get better. Same with the Flyers. They have to get better too. Now they've got their feet wet in the playoffs. They know what it takes to win. They need a few more players, a bit more experience, and the Flyers are going to be fun. I have more hope and faith in the Flyers than I do with the 76ers. Absolutely. Phillies won 2 out of 3 over the weekend against Colorado. They're still 9 games out of first place. That's a lot. Because the Braves took 2 out of 3 at LA against the Dodgers. But the Phillies seem to be back on the right track. Can you believe Brandon freaking Lynch was leading the National League in hitting? He's leading the league. He's playing great. Bryson Stott seems like he's coming around. Kyle Schwarber has hit 16 home runs. Bryce Harper's hitting home runs. Christopher Sanchez still pitching well as the Oilers back. The Phillies will come around. If they don't catch the Atlanta from East, the Phillies should win the Flames as a new country. Once you're in there, then anything can happen. I'd rather be in the Phillies position right now than the Mets. New York has their precious Knickerbockers, but they also have the stinking Mets, who are a big letdown. All that money that franchise has spent on players like Juan Soto, Bo Bichette, and they suck. They all suck. New York hockey is dead. New York football, Giants, Jets, they got to prove it to me. They got to prove that they're bad. So other than this, the Yankees are killing them. But the Yankees actually are in first place. The surprising Tampa Bay Rays are in first place in American leagues. So the Yankees are good. Knicks are great. But that's about it. I mean, New York fans, they can, come down here and take over. And they could be arrogant on TV. And, our shit doesn't stick. But reality is, most of the teams do stink. Most of the teams do suck. So, I'm just saying, you better enjoy riding this bandwagon for the Knicks. As I tell you what, if the Knicks win the next series against either the Pistons or Cavaliers, they go to the finals, they're probably going to have to face the Thunder, maybe the Spurs, maybe the Timberwolves, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll cross that too. Hey, the Knicks, they may be a team of destiny. Every year in sports, no matter what sport, there is a team of destiny. A team that is destined to win. And the Knicks have been on that first step from the long time. So it just may be the year, right? You gotta accept it and move it. So anyway, Phillies are playing the Eagles. Then schedule comes out Thursday night, 8 o'clock. But we'll hear drips and drabs in the schedule all Thursday. The reporters will leak it, and we'll practically have the whole schedule by the clock. And the day before, the international games are announced. So we'll see if the Birds are going to Mexico City or if they're going to Spain. I believe they have a game in Barcelona this year. Germany, England, the NFL is all over the place. Horse crap, all of it. But so we'll see. But it's a great time of the year. Schedule comes out. You could plan your games, which games you want to go to. Maybe your away games, you're going to plan where you want to go for the trip to follow the Birds. And it's just a great time of the year. So there's a lot going on, right? Kentucky Derby, we know that Golden Tempo won, but Golden Tempo is not going to be running in the Preakness, which is a disappointment because no Triple Crown this year. No triple. But you got to do what's healthy for the horse. They got these races too close. As I told you in my last episode, why don't they do it this way? Have the Kentucky Derby in May, have the Preakness in June. That way it gives the horse about a month to rest, and then have the Belmont, which is the third jewel of the Triple Crown. Have that in June. That way, the horse gets some rest, and you have the best horses in the race. Why are you having the race if you're not going to have the best horses, right? Well, it's stupid. Preakness down at the bottom. What are you doing? You're not going to have the Derby winner there. Well, why do you even live in existence? I mean, come on, Anyway, so well, I go on in the books, and I say before I leave today, have what you want to eat today. What do you? You tell me. What do you puff? I had a cream puff the other week. I'm on this diet. Now look at me better. So, but I haven't had a cream puff in a long time. Have you had a cream puff? Have one today and think of down. Go to your dinner table and when you go out to eat, say, I'm going to have what I want to. If I want freaking Doritos for dinner, I'll have freaking Doritos. It's whatever you want to eat then. That's it. And do a Twilight Zone kind of thing because it's Twilight Zone dead. So and the final thing I said to me is play some music, play some Keith Urban to celebrate his kindness and his compassion. He has a new album coming out next month, all yacht rock songs. His first cover album. One song, Heavy 10, is an original, but yacht rock. And his single, Summer Breeze. Remember that? Summer Breeze makes me feel fine. When we do jasmine loud. Seals and Croft. Remember those guys? Seals and Croft on the stage. I like yacht rock. They used to call it soft rock. Yeah, I've had different names for them. But yacht rock is very, very popular now. They have all kinds of cover bands now out there. Yacht rock. With people in the crowd are wearing like captains, naval caps, like the commanders. It's very popular. Nostalgic. They're very nostalgic. They're very down. Something like that. The 80s. That was a great time to do that. These it's just a fun time. Movies, TV shows. People are nostalgic for them, But sometimes things are as good if they're good now. There's a conflict in what we do. Sometimes people want to do better and experience things that are going on. Nostalgia. Even though that's why people great music, lyrics you can understand, simple melodies, just go. So listen to some Keith Urban and see what's there. Sometime during the week we talk about it. And we'll do some chit-chatting about whatever. And let's hope by the time I come back next time, the Sixers make some changes. Okay. Either they get rid of them, don't be coach, and especially that moron general manager, Daryl Morton, or Josh Harris comes out, the owner, and says, hey, guess what, boys and girls, I'm going to sell the team. Party time. Happy days are here. Until then, it's go Birds. See you later. Peace and love. Okay.